You're watching Burning Hot Topics. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Let's do this.
The president of the San Francisco NAACP and the pastor of the Third Baptist Church, Reverend Amos C. Brown. Dr. Brown, thanks so much for being here. So $5 million to every black resident. That sounds good to me. That sounds like something, that sounds like a plan that everyone would like who would be a recipient of that. So why don't you like that plan?
Let me correct something. The board has not agreed to my $5 million plan.
Yeah, it's a proposal. I
That's
get it. I know. It's a proposal, but why don't you like the proposal?
Because it has become a laughing stock around this nation, and representatives of it have indicated it was not based on any formula. It was not thought out logically, so that we should not be teasing and tantalizing African Americans. We are in trouble in this city. We need action now. We've had far too many studies, too many analyses, too many suggestions. And if the board were serious about that, this past Tuesday, they would have in principle supported cash payments and suggesting a plan for payment, even though, as some say, we have a deficit, we can't do anything now. Well, deficits don't last always. And even in Germany, Germans pay installment. I'm looking for, and the NACP is looking for, real action and not intentionality. We've talked too much about reparations. In fact, it was the NACP branch that introduced the idea in 2019. So we can't be like Jack and the Bear, making tracks, but getting nowhere. Even this U.S. Congress of this nation has not acted on reparations in principle, and 70% of the nation are against it. Now is the time for all fair-minded, informed, loving, just citizens to join us as African Americans and support us as we supported reparations for the Japanese and for the Jewish community. That's the bottom line issue. We are not against cash payments, but we want sincere action and not optics.
So you don't think this is a so sorry to interrupt, but you don't think this is a serious proposal by the Board of Supervisors?
It's not on the board what has happened. The board has not acted. It was a representative of the task force who threw out this number without any basis for it. And people are entitled to their opinions. But on issues like this, you need facts and you need practicality. And that's the only thing the NACP is looking for. Real action and not suggestions.
Thank you. Dr. Brown, I really appreciate you clarifying all of that for us and explaining your position and what you're hoping for in the city of San Francisco. Thank you very much for your time.
It is a bright center of the universe where all good ideas come from. The San Francisco Board of Supervisors is as far from that place as you could possibly. The great gotcha question in politics today is, can you define woke? Well, let me just tell you, Exhibit A. This is the wokest, craziest thing that you could possibly imagine. And had you put the details of it up on the screen without telling me the city, I would have guessed it on the first try. Because only San Francisco could come, the worst managed city in America, maybe, other than, a couple of others we've had talked about lately on this show. But it's one of the worst. And if I lived there or knew someone that lived there, had family there, I'd be telling them to get a real estate agent somewhere else. Lord have mercy.
We'll get to that clown in a minute. But I want to focus on Amos C. Brown. Now, last week, you put up a letter saying that you rejected the $5 million proposal. Now, this week, you saying that was your $5 million proposal. So which one is it? Which one is it? You're sitting up here telling lies on TV right off the bat. You're supposed to be a reverend. You're supposed to be a man of truth. You're supposed to be a man of God and you supposed to be a man of light, and you sitting up here telling lies on TV, talking about that was your $5 million reparation plan, when last week you rejected the whole notion of people getting $5 million. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You sitting up here talking this nonsense about, oh, well, we need to have some kind of realistic number. That $5 million was such an arbitrary number. So if it's your reparations plan and that $5 million was such an arbitrary number, then who came up with the number? You do you realize how this is such buffoonery coming out this old nigga mouth? So if $5 million ain't realistic, what's realistic, huh? Huh? Look, you're bought and paid for a bootleg. Who sent you? Did Kamala Harris sent you? Did Joe Biden sent you? Who sent you? This your reparations bill? You is the head of NAACP, and I know where that Fillmore Center is at. It just happened to be right across the street from the NAACP office. That's why you had that goddamn thing on your bill. On that letter last week. Let's not forget that the NAACP got a $50 million donation from Wells Fargo. What's up, RG Titan? Salute. And I find it funny that that donation you received came right after you put up that letter saying that black folks out there shouldn't get $5 million. But you got a $50 million donation. Did you turn that down? Of course not. Then he doesn't even tell you what the appropriate number should be or whatever realistic number should be. Look, what might be realistic to you may not be realistic to somebody else. And then you got these white supremacists like Bill Maher and that clown that was on that panel on CNN. Oh, this is the wokest idea I've seen yet. I don't give a fuck what they got to say when it comes to reparations, because as far as I'm concerned, they don't gotta say. They don't gotta say. And then you had that other idiot that was on that panel. Now, that black chocolate milk that hair having ass motherfucker, and no, I'm not talking about Raphael Warnock. I'm talking about that black dude who was an Obama aide. That black guy that was on that panel that was Obama's aide. He's sitting up there talking like, oh, well, I'm struggling at the idea of a reparation. And I'm struggling with a bootlick like you talking trash and throwing us under the bus. Forgive me, I can't remember the guy's name right now. Because see, when you have CNN and oh, uh, infamous Amos Brown, that I'm going, 68% of the people here in the United States oppose reparations for black folks. Yeah, like I give a fuck what those 68% people think. And whatever poll that you decide to drum up that number, right? Uh, you didn't tell the masses that the reparations concept has increased every year. And when it comes to support of black folks getting reparations, see, you're an agent, Amos Brown. You're an agent. You're a bought and paid for bootleg bootlicks that will sit up there and undermine the black community every chance you get. Now, mind you, this is a preliminary draft that's supposed to go up in July for the final vote. And you already got people who supposedly written the policy going up against it all of a sudden. That man got paid by somebody under the table. And it just so happens that they got a $50 million donation from Wells Fargo. And look, if you dig into the history of Wells Fargo had to pay countless numbers of fines on a multitude of occasions because of shady business practices. That's right. That's who we want to call ourselves shaking hands with. Back in December of 2022, Wells Fargo was ordered to pay $3.7 billion for illegal activity, including unjust foreclosures and vehicle repossessions. That's right. Just last week, you had a former Wells Fargo executive that was fined $17 million. So if they paid a $3.7 billion fine, how they got $50 million to pay this guy or the NAACP? Where is that money going to go? Is it going to go to that San Francisco catfish cookout that's going to go down in July? Because sure as hell not going in the hands of the residents that need it. $50 million could put some of those homeless people in a home. $50 million can provide someone the financial assistance needed so that they can get out of debt, whether it be student loans, personal loans, or whatever like that. That's real black empowerment. But no, you guys not a servant of the black community. You guys only serve yourselves and other people who are interested in your ideology. You guys are disgusting. You guys are trash. You guys are abysmal. You guys are toilet bowl water for all I care. You double talking, jive talking, jive turkey. You make me sick. And you wonder why black folks don't go to these pastors' churches. You wonder why the church has been in a decline? It's because of preacher man hustlers like him who will weaponize and cherry pick quotes out of the Bible just so those poor people can give their hard-earned money. And does that money go back in the community? Does the money go back to the uplifting of the church? Does it go to the uplifting of the congregation? Hell no! It don't! Hell no! You go into some of these neighborhoods, you don't see improvement in those neighborhoods where these black churches at. All you see is drugs, crime, pestilence, and all this other stuff that goes on. And the only time you see this reverend is at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. You don't see him no other time. You don't see him walking these neighborhoods trying to talk to people, trying to provide uplifting and encouragement and all that. No, that motherfucker's on the other side of town. Then you go and roll a Martin show. Yeah, you want to roll a Martin show doing all that explaining about reparations. Oh, well, yeah, you know why you were doing all that explaining? Because you was getting a whole lot of backlash after that letter you put out. And you go and Roland Martin show, Roland Martin ain't even a supporter of reparations and all. He asked a couple questions, but make no mistake, this was the same man months ago when the reparations topic came into the political discourse, because there's always been an elephant in the room. No matter what the hell's going on in the Ukraine, no matter what the hell was going on here in the United States when it came to Roe v. Wade, or all the stuff they decided to put in the forefront while putting reparations on the back burner. The fact of the matter was, reparations has always been the elephant in the room. And you had that gelatinous, gargantuan gimmick and Roland Martin running his mouth talking about, when you not gonna get it started, you don't vote Democrat. I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all sit out there and think that y'all ain't gonna vote in the Republican Tea Party, you ain't gonna get it started. That's the kind of shit that was coming out that motherfucker mouth. Now all of a sudden he's all for reparations. Get your ass out of here. I don't got no respect for this man. And as many people that do content has been warning you that if you get this black person who comes out of nowhere and the white media is not going after him with no vitriol, they're not trying to castrate, diminish, destroy, or desecrate his name. You need to be on the lookout for that person. Now, you think when Amos C. Brown came on TV, on CNN, and on Roland Martin, and all these other media outlets, you hear the white media castrating his name? You hear the white media out here disrespecting this guy? You hear some any other operatives that's becoming out here saying, hey man, this Amos C. Brown guy, this guy here really, you need to really look out for this guy. This guy has a real shady and checkered path. You ain't hear none of that. All you hear is, oh well, he was the pastor of the Vice President Kamala Harris, and he's been the clergyman since 1976, and this thing and the next thing. The fact of the matter is, he's on the team. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. This guy is on the team. He ain't on no team black empowerment. This guy is team white supremacy. Can see, there ain't no gray area with this thing. Reparations is the ultimate litmus test. It is. It's the ultimate litmus test. Any other answer other than yes is not acceptable to cash payments. That's it. That's cash payments. It ain't gold bullion. It ain't silver stars. It ain't ninja stars. It ain't fucking chicken bullion. It ain't none of this other bullshit that's out here. It ain't land. It ain't housing. It ain't education. It is cash fucking payments only. It's cash payments only. See, you guys out there that's running your mouth talking this shit about, oh man, we need to get some land. Okay, smart dummy. If you get the land but don't got the money to keep the land, then how you gonna keep it? Huh? If you ain't got the money, somebody's going to take the land back. Dumb. If you get gold, right? Hey, if you get gold and you stick it under your bed and wait for the zombie apocalypse to be done with, if you get cash strapped, where you gonna take that gold at? Huh? Where you gonna take that gold at? You gonna take that gold somewhere? You gonna take it to a pawn shop? Where the fuck you gonna take the gold at? Huh? Let me tell you dumb something. When people want goods and services to be sold, right? Guess what they want? They want fucking cash. That's what they want. Period. You want to buy a house? Guess what? They want cash for it. If they want, hell, you go to KFC and get your 3-piece with coleslaw and a Diet Coke. Guess what they want? They want fucking cash. You need car insurance? Guess what? You got to pay cash. You need some polo to put on your back and to put on your legs and shit. Guess what they need? Fucking cash. Don't come in here talking this bullshit about, oh man, we need land and we need education and we need this, that. Look, you get all that with cash payments, motherfucker. You get all that shit with cash. Because cash is king. The Wu-Tang Clan told y'all asses way back in the day that cash rules everything around me. Not mean that. Not me to be going on this cussing rant, but this topic here is very special to me. It holds a very special place in my heart because this is what we owe. When I was a kid, guess what? This wasn't even a topic of discussion. It wasn't. Now we're on the brink of getting something done. And it has nothing to do with these clergymen. It has nothing to do with the Urban League or the National Inaction Network, because if they were, we would have got reparations by now. Instead, they keep dangling that carrot, right? Be the same one dangling that carrot, then all of a sudden our day gets to get y'all asses out of here. You guys are ineffective. You guys is done. The young Generation X and the millennials has gotten more done in 5 years than you guys have done in 5 decades. You guys are useless. That's all I got to say about that. Now, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platform. This is Burning Hot Topics.